Hello everyone, my name is Satya. Welcome to my video. Today I will discuss about subnet mask and how do we calculate network ID from subnet mask and IP address with both provided to us, right? So now in my last class I have described what is the subnet mask, what is IP address, and what is network ID. So today I will discuss about how to find a network ID from the other two later parameters. I mean to say former parameters, right? So let's dwell into the analysis that we have to do to determine the network ID from subnet mask and IP address. Okay, I will switch my camera. Okay, so here you see some binary digits, IP address, subnet mask, and its equivalent binary values like that. In the first line, the IP address is 192.168.129.14. Its equivalent in binary for 4 tuples is as shown in the screen, right? So I'll not read out the value because it's too long. So that's how the binary is calculated, right? Or results in a particular binary value for this IP address. In the same way, you need to find a binary value for each tuple of subnet mask. When I say each tuple, each byte, that is in IP address 192.168.129.14, separately you need to find binary value for 192, 168, 129 and 14. In the same way, for subnet mask you need to find binary value for 255, 255, 254.0, right? So that's why I have separated by a space also here. Then once you AND the first binary value with the second, you will get this network ID, which is the result of AND operation. As you know, AND operation means if both the bits are 1, 1 and 1 will result in 1, 1 and 0 will result in 0 value. With this logic, when you AND the first binary value, that is of IP address, with the second binary value of subnet mask, you will get a network ID of 192.168.128.0. So that's how I have displayed network ID. Okay friends, so this is to calculating the network ID. Now let's see quickly how we can develop a piece of code to automate it, right? So the whole idea of me training is to understand network fundamentals, and parallelly you should be able to do network automation, right? So in the description below, I will put the previous two videos that I have done. One is introduction to TCP/IP, where I explain what is IP address, what is subnet mask, what is default gateway, and all the parameters that define an interface on the particular end device, that is laptop. Then in the next video, I have described how to automate these parsing of these network parameters and how to ping each parameter and determine if that interface IP address is pingable or not, right? So that video also I'll put in the description box so that you can follow it. But in today's class, I will not discuss about the previous two classes. I will straight away dwell into the code that I've written to automate the network ID calculation, right? So let me switch the camera again. Yeah. So as you see above, you see there is some code, but I'll discuss only this part of the code. So the idea is we need to develop one particular program, Python program, and automate our own network. So that's the idea behind this particular class. So let's dwell into this code. Here I am saying a print is a general print message, as you see in C, C++, Java, or in Python, print will just print what is we are trying to do or what we did in particular part of the code. Here I am saying determine the network ID using subnet mask. I define two string variables, test1 and test2. Then if you follow my video on interface parameter testing using Python, I've already created in this program earlier ipconfig dictionary where all the parameters of ipconfig is stored. So now I just have to iterate through it. For key in ip_config, for each key in ipconfig, just match if a key value contains IP address. If the key value contains IP address, store that IP address in test1 variable. If the key matches subnet, store the value of that particular subnet in test2 variable. Then I do test3 test1 dot split with respect to dot. Now IP address is a 4-byte value concatenated by using dots, right? So I split it with a dot. In the same way I split the subnet mask using test4 equal to test2 dot split. Now when I split a particular string variable, it creates a list of different values, and this value will be each tuple of the IP address or subnet mask in this case here. Then I create a network ID string. Then I say tuple count equal to 0. I'll explain why I put tuple count equal to 0 and how I increment it and what decision it makes. Then I use for I, j in zip test3 test4. Now we need to AND each tuple of IP address with each tuple of subnet mask. That is, IP address here is test3 and subnet mask tuples are test4. Now zip is a utility in Python 3 where we can combinedly iterate over two lists at the same time. So for example, for I comma j in zip test3 test4, I takes the value of test3 first tuple, j takes the value of test4 first tuple, then tuple count equal to tuple count plus 1. That means we have already done the AND operation for the first tuple. So that's why I increment it. I will tell in just in a moment why I do use this count. Then I do network ID equal to network ID plus string of int of I ampersand int of j. Now I is one tuple, right, and j is one tuple. Just typecast it with int for both the tuples and then AND that operation. Whatever AND operation is there, you typecast it as string and attach it to the network ID. Now next comes the important thing, which is tuple count less than 4. We don't have to append dot at the end because we need to concatenate this tuples into a network ID and deposit it as x dot x dot x dot x. In the same way, we don't want to make this concatenation of dot for the last byte or the last tuple. That's why I put if the tuple count is less than 4, then network ID equal to network ID plus dot should not be applied. Then at the end of the loop, I print the network ID. Okay, let's see what is the code resulting from this or the output resulting from this. I'll switch the camera again. So let me go to the output screen. Yes. See here, this is the program which is stored as Python. Python is the executable software that executes my file ipconfig.py. Now I've already tested it, but for our purpose I will test it again. Okay, the clear screen works in Linux and CLS works in Windows. This is not with respect to this training. Now let's execute the program. As you see here, your IP address is 192.168.129.14. Your subnet mask is 255.255.254.0. Your default gateway is 192.168.128.1. Now here is important. Our IP address is 192.168.129.14, but our default gateway The third tuple is 192.168.128.1. So network ID will clearly explain the subnet mask applied on your IP address will clearly explain how the network ID is 192.168.128.0. Okay, now I do ping operation, but what is important in our class today is determining the network ID using subnet mask. See here, network ID is 192.168.128.0. Okay, so this is a very small program which is an extension of the previous additions that I have done, and we can find out what is a network ID for your particular home network. I would suggest you guys to copy this code, put it as .py and execute it on your laptop, right, using the Python executable, and see what is a network ID that you get and is it matching the default gateway. Okay, that is it for today's class. Thank you. Take care. Bye.